How's it going, everyone? Coming off the heels of the Xbox Partner Showcase, we got a lot of interesting announcements, including a Control spin-off title that will be headed to PlayStation Plus in 2025. Yes, it'll be a Day 1 PlayStation Plus title, which I think is smart. I'm very skeptical on how this game is going to turn out, but a Plus Extra Day 1 title, we'll talk about that. We've been talking up Claire Obscure Expedition 33 quite a lot on this channel, and I expect that to continue for the next 6 or so months leading into its release in spring of 2025. It has been revealed that the game will be priced at a budget price point of $49.99, $20 cheaper than a lot of other games coming out. That raised a lot of questions on how lengthy the game will be. Looks like it'll be relatively lengthy. We'll talk about that and a bit of an update on Alan Wake 2 at the end of this video. First of all, the Control spin-off co-op first-person shooter title FBC Firebreak has been announced for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC, and it is due out in 2025, and it will be headed to both PlayStation Plus Extra and Xbox Game Pass. Think this is incredibly smart, given that this is a multiplayer game, not described as a live service title, however, but a multiplayer game where you want as large of a community playing this game as possible. You want your friends to be able to access the game easier. That is a great decision. Now, that doesn't ultimately mean that the game is automatically gonna become a success. We saw a game like Exoprimal head to Xbox Game Pass Day 1, and I thought that would be an advantageous position for that game to be in. Unfortunately, it's not like that game resonated at a very high level either. It was noted with FBC Firebreak, our team is creating a gameplay-driven experience focused on cooperative gameplay that incorporates the strange, surreal elements our fans have come to expect. At Remedy, we've been looking to leverage our expertise in action and world building in a co-op multiplayer setting, creating something that we hope is attractive to players who have not experienced our games before. FBC Firebreak is an opportunity to try something wholly new while fans wait for Control 2 for those new to our games. Though Remedy is known for narrative-driven experiences, FBC Firebreak is a chance for our team to flip the script and try our hand at something that focuses on high-octane action in multiplayer setting. Kind of surprising at how many irons in the fire Remedy has, because they're working on Control 2, they're working on this Max Payne remake, they're working on FBC Firebreak, they're doing Alan Wake 2 DLC, they're working on a lot of titles, and FBC Firebreak is going to be out in 2025. More of a description on the game: FBC Firebreak is a cooperative FPS set within a mysterious federal agency under attack by otherworldly forces. As year-long siege on the agency's headquarters reaches its boiling point, only Firebreak, the borough's most versatile unit, has the gear and the guts to plunge into the building's strangest crisis, restore order, and blast their ways from the brink. The game notes a paranatural pandemonium dive into the Federal Bureau of Control FBC, unpredictable and extra-dimensional headquarters during its darkest and strangest hours. As one of the FBC's fearless first responders, you and your team are on call to confront everything from reality-warping anomalies to otherworldly monsters, no matter the odds. Will you contain the chaos or finally lose control? Cooperative chaos, join forces with friends or strangers to tackle each mission as a well-oiled crew. Survival in this 3-player co-op FPS hinges on quick thinking and seamless teamwork as you scramble to tame raging paranatural crisis across a variety of unexpected locations. Improve your odds by utilizing the tools and skills that make you unique or improvising with whatever is on hand to support your crew. Beyond bullets, before deploying, select your weapon and customize your Firebreaker's Crisis Kit with specialized tools, grenades, and support items and paranatural augments, then modify them to suit your strategy and change the way you play. Experiment with different loadouts to perfect your playstyle and synergize with your team, giving you the edge to succeed in every mission, no matter the difficulty. In the Federal Bureau of Control, return to the strange and unexpected world of Control, or venture in for the first time in this standalone multiplayer experience. Discover the iconic and unfathomable headquarters of the FBC, the oldest house, from an entirely new perspective as a team of volunteer first responders with nothing but gear and guts to bring the Bureau back from the brink. The game is scheduled for a release in 2025. We'll see how it is going to do. They made sure to reiterate that they have multiple single-player games in development. I think if the perception was there that they as well were shifting to multiplayer, and some people will automatically think multiplayer equals live service, that people would have lost their mind. So I am happy that they reiterated, clarified that yes, Control 2 is in development, Max Payne Remake is in development, Alan Wake 2 DLC is coming. There's a lot of irons in the fire for Remedy, which that aspect I do find surprising. I don't know how large of a scale FBC Firebreak is. I don't think it is that large. And I think it's smart for your first foray into a major multiplayer title. Keep the scale a little bit contained. release it, see how it's received, learn from it, and then maybe develop on it on top of that and build upon that. I think that's the smartest way to go, but that's my 2 cents on that. The game will be dropping in 2025, so we'll see how it turns out. I know a lot of people are automatically going to be down on it because this isn't what a lot of people associate Remedy with, but let's give it a chance, and at the very least, again, they have other games in development that hopefully will be out relatively soon, and it's not like their last single-player game was that long ago. They just put it out in October of 2023. They've got DLC coming out this year, so hopefully it doesn't stifle development too much. And the game will be out next year. It's baked into Plus Extra and Game Pass, so I think that is a very smart move as well. Moving on from that, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Man, oh man, am I excited for this game. I think they've done a phenomenal job promoting this game. They've got a star-studded cast attached to this game as well. Charlie Cox, Ben Starr from Final Fantasy 16, and a lot of notable names in the voice acting world and acting world. And then there was also the note that people discovered that the game was available for pre-order for $49.99. $49.99, obviously quite a bit lower than your typical $69.99 price point that you're seeing in the States. Some games still are going with a $60 price tag, but for the most part, you are seeing $70 games across the board. But it was clarified that is the accurate price point. A tweet from the official Twitter account notes, we've seen a few questions regarding the price and expected playtime of Expedition 33. We are a small team with an indie spirit, and we're creating something we believe is truly special. We aren't a AAA studio, this is our first game, and we want as many people discovering our world as possible. To be clear, we poured all of our hearts and souls into this game. When you play Expedition 33, you can expect 30 plus hours of the main game and as much side content for our completionist expeditioners. Pricing that you see from our local retailer is accurate, and we can't wait for you to get your hands on the game. See you in the spring. 30 hours for a turn-based RPG? Sign me the F up. Even if it's a little bit shorter at 25 or even 22 hours, guys, I say this over and over again, not every game needs to be a metaphor. I think we have to get to a point where we have to be comfortable with games of all shapes and sizes, because a large reason for the game development cycle to get so long and games being in development for 8 million years is because the expectation is for these games to be big for the sake of being big, and ultimately that dilutes the content in the game. You saw that play out with a game like Starfield, where the game just got too big for its bridges, and let's just have games be the size that each respective game should be. Spider-Man 2 got a little bit of criticism for its length. I say that game was all killer, no filler, and I want more of that. I don't want games to be 80 hours for the sake of being 80 hours. I just feel like that is such a low-level way of thinking about how games should be designed. I get it that I am in a fortunate position where I can play all of these games and people have to be selective with what games they pick up, but if the hours you are getting out of a game is so freaking important to you that you need to get 80 to 100 hours of gameplay, guys, then go pick up the games that you're gonna get 80 to 100 hours of gameplay on. Go pick up Metaphor, go pick up the Assassin's Creed games that come out, go pick up all of those games, and you'll be busy for a long time. At the same time, there are people with families, with kids, with jobs, with lives outside of gaming, other hobbies, that they don't want every game to be 80 to 100 hours. There's a place for everything. However, I would argue that gaming has gotten to a point where the expectation has just gotten so crazy that every game needs to be this massive open world with so much side content, and that's just not the best way for each individual game to be developed. Are there games that can shine with that methodology? Absolutely, but not every game needs to follow that. There are games that can be turn-based, 30, 25 hours, whatever. There are games that can be 12 hours and be platformers and be received really well like an Astrobot. I digress. Warhammer Space Marine 2, let me just go on and on. 6 to 8 hours of the campaign, you got some replayability in the PvE and PvP. I am down for games of all shapes and sizes, and the price points, I get it. If a game is $70 and it's 12 hours long or whatever, that might push you away. Fine, let it push you away. Go buy Metaphor, go buy Assassin's Creed Shadows, go buy Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, go buy Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. There are a bevy of options of games that'll give you 50, 70, 80, 100 hours of gameplay that, for me, if there's a game that's going to be a little bit shorter in size, I'm totally okay with that, because games of all shapes and sizes should be allowed to exist, especially one coming from a smaller studio. Lastly, speaking of a game that's a little bit on the shorter side in comparison to these 50-hour games, Alan Wake 2, one of the best received games of 2023, wasn't really up my alley personally. I gotta go back and give it another playthrough just because you know, maybe I just wasn't in the right mental frame going into this game. I don't know. There was a lot of games coming out at the time of Alan Wake 2's release, but it just didn't resonate with me as much as a lot of other people. But I will say, this game from a presentation standpoint, technical standpoint, is tremendous, and I'm hoping the PS5 Pro enhances it even more. And the next piece of DLC will be coming. The Lake House will unlock for all owners of the deluxe edition of Alan Wake 2 on all platforms on October 22nd from 8 a.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. BST, 1 p.m. EEST. The download will also include a free quality of life update for all Alan Wake 2 owners. We'll talk more about that soon. Hopefully, Alan Wake 2 is a game that they decide to do a complete edition release of and discount it a little bit more, because I looked it up on the PlayStation Store. The deluxe edition is available. That is essentially the complete edition, but it's still $60 right now. On the Epic Games Store, however, on sale for $25 right now, which is an awesome deal. It's only available on the Epic Games Store, unfortunately. Not available on Steam, which ultimately did lessen the game sales. I mean, that's just inarguable given the exposure of Steam, but what can you do? It's a game published by Epic Games. They have the right to do whatever they want. You know, it still seemingly did fairly well, broke even, and now is a profitable game, and you've got this DLC coming out as well. Hopefully Remedy is supported, and they continue to drop quality titles, and Control 2 is going to be a big game that I'm excited for, and I definitely, again, need to go back and give Alan Wake 2 another playthrough, because it's a game that so many people loved, and it's one of those standpoints that, take my opinion out of it, what is the general consensus is that Alan Wake 2 is one of the frontrunners for Game of the Year, and take it, I did love the soundtrack as well. Oh my goodness, the ending to the first chapter, that song I still have downloaded on my phone, that's a phenomenal, just the soundtrack in general is phenomenal. Presentation, atmosphere, those elements are so well done. So, you know, definitely a game everybody should check out. But that'll do it for me. Again, PS Plus Day 1 title revealed in the Control spin-off FBC Firebreak, a multiplayer title. Bit of an update on Claire Obscure Expedition 33, and Alan Wake 2's next piece of DLC will be dropping on October 22nd. That's gonna do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.